Hello and welcome to another video. Today we're going to be doing our full mat class, anything 50 to 55 minutes. You'll need nothing, just yourself and your mat. So to warm up, come to the back of your mat, your feet in your parallel position, the same width as your cheekbones. And then just roll the shoulders back into position, and we're just going to inhale, lift the arms nice and high and just come over to one side, and then just circle that arm for me. So really warming up the shoulders, circling the other way. Then inhale, exhale over to the other side, and then just circle again. And circle the other way. And then just come back to your centre. We're going to have our hands on our shoulders, elbows are down. And we're going to inhale, twist to the right. Exhale, back to middle. Inhale to the left. Exhale, back to middle. So we're really thinking about keeping our hip bones facing forwards. Trying not to move through the lower half of the body. Perfect. Just do one more on each side. And then coming back to the middle, try and take the arms out to a 45 degrees. So they're not directly by my sides, they're slightly in front. We're going to inhale to the right. Exhale back to middle. And then when you get to the middle, we're going to inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale back down. Inhale other side. Exhale middle. Inhale we lift. Exhale it's down. So we're just adding that little lift. That's all we're adding. And that's really going to get into those back muscles a little bit more. Holding in your centre, let the arms drop down, chin comes down, pelvis comes under. We've got weight first and second toe. We're slowly rolling down. We're going to inhale at the bottom, exhale, slowly roll it back up. So again, we're still in our warm-up phase here. We're just trying to get the back, everything nice and lubricated, getting that blood flowing. We're going to inhale again, exhale, come back down. It's really important to breathe. Really important to get the old blood going out of the muscles, new blood coming in. And this is why we stretch and get a little bit of movement at the start of class. We're going to do one more, chin down, pelvis under, slowly roll down. If you can, bend the knees, walk the hands out, coming into your modified plank position or your full plank position. I do not mind. Whichever one you're doing, rock back and forth for me. If you're in your full plank position with me, we're stretching out the calves and the ankles. And if you're in your modified plank, you're still getting a really good workout for those tummy muscles. Lower the knees if lifted, everybody pushing back into that rest position. Letting the belly just hang nice and heavy on the thighs. And then coming back up. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips, 4-point tabletop for me. Make sure there is a gap between the knees. We're going to do our cat and cow. Exhale, we round, push that shirt up to the ceiling. Head, bottom, tuck under. Inhale, belly down, head and bottom lift. Exhale, we round. Inhale, belly down, head and bottom lift. And again, we round, this time holding the rounded spine. Take a big breath into your ribs for me. Big breath out, returning to your neutral spine. Option here to come back into your modified plank, or if you want to, meet me in your plank one, so toes underneath, knees are lifted. We're pushing our thumb and little finger into the mat now to really get those muscles working, get the fascia working. And then if you can, and only if you can, we're going to see if we can push up into an elephant position. And then just come and hover the knees back down. Now, if you're in your modified plank, what you're going to do is push back into like a rest position. Bum won't go all the way, and then pounce back forward. You are still using some cracking good muscles there. We're just not getting that little inversion at the top. It's not for everybody's shoulders. It's not for everybody's taste. We're just going to keep going, getting the stretch no matter which option you're doing. And then resting the knees down, coming back into your rest position, lengthening the arms out. Big breath in, big breath out, hands and knees again. We're going to come and do some of our bird dog now, but we're going to concentrate on one side at a time. So usually we'd keep switching, but today we're just going to get neutral spine, neutral pelvis. We're going to think of where our voice box is, so you can kind of feel when you're talking where that is, where the vibration is. And I want you to imagine that you're just lifting it up a little bit further, and that's going to get that neck a little bit more in line. From here, take right leg back, left arm forward. Maybe you're just holding here, or maybe you're going to inhale, lift, exhale, tap. And I want you to think of that leg going no higher than about 2 foot off the floor. A lot of times we lift it way too high. The crease of the right elbow is facing inwards. We've got a little minute bend in the elbow. We're going to switch sides. Left leg, right arm. Again, really thinking about 2 foot off the floor with that leg. Nothing too high. Release. Again, maybe you want to come rest position, maybe you just want to come off the hands, give them a little bit of a wiggle, get the neck moving around a bit. We don't want any tension in that spine. And we're going to try that one more time, but with the option of an add-on if you want it. So, hands on the shoulders, knees under hips again. We're going to take right leg back, left arm forward. So option here just to lift and lower. Or if you want to, hold at the top. Exhale, bring the knee and elbow together. And then inhale, take it out. Exhale, we bring it in. Inhale, we take it out. Notice my back is still staying in the neutral position for now. If you want to, get a little angry cat going as the knee comes in. Scooping the abdominals up. A lot harder now because your gaze is shifting, so your balance is going to be tested. Last one. And then bring hand and knees down. We're going to go back to the other side, so maybe you want to lift and lower. Maybe we're bringing knee and elbow in, totally up to you. Maybe we're doing a little angry cat, testing that balance. Last one. And then relax, pushing back down. Big breath in and out. Now, if it's possible for you to actually come and sit on your heels, feel free. If you need to sit on the bottom, take that variation, that's not a problem. But we can get really high into the traps here, top, middle and bottom of them, and you can feel a little bit stiff. So what we're going to do is just put our right hand down. Left hand's going to come to the right hand side, and we're just going to bring the ear down to the left ever so slightly. Okay, we're not yanking it down, we're not collapsing the head completely. Release, do the same on the other side. So we've just got the left hand on the floor, right arm reaches over. Perfect, and then we're just going to slightly look to the left hand behind the back of the head, and just bring the chin down towards the chest. Release, other side, same thing. And release forward, perfect. We're going to come and sit on our bottom now, legs out in front. And remember, I say it every time, I know you get fed up with me, but I'd rather you have a bend in the knee and a lovely straight back than a straight leg and kind of hunch down like the hunchback of Notre Dame. Arms out, slight bend in the arm. Inhale, exhale, push forward. Inhale, exhale, restack. So we're really getting that nice spine stretch. Now we're using the tummy muscles here. That's the main thing we're using. Really helping push those arms a little bit further forward. Holding at the top. Open the legs the width of your mat for me. We're going to start to begin with hands on shoulders, and we're just going to inhale over the right leg, not too far, just the right leg. Has the left foot moved? Back to middle. Inhale to the other side as the right foot moves. So it's really important that we can do this slight movement without the legs moving. If this is working, interlink your fingers behind the back of your head. This is going to be harder on the shoulders, so please be careful. I want you to feel the muscles in between your shoulder blades now. Now we're all going to give this next one a go, and you're going to choose whether or not you want to do it or not. Now if you have any lower back issues, please be careful. Take your time. But we're going to inhale over the right. We're going to exhale, bring the chin down, kind of like a neck pull, and we're kind of aiming towards the knee. As we inhale, lengthen through as if you're trying to push past your knee and flat back up. Inhale over to the left, chin down, it's like we're coming for the knee. Inhale through and up. And this is a saw variation and a neck pull variation, but it really uses those tummy muscles. And if you don't like it, just carry on going side to side. Last one each side. And release. Take the hands behind you. Open the chest for me. Get a little bit of a stretch. Maybe you want to bend the knees and just rock the knees side to side. Totally up to you how you want to feel like you're getting a stretch. Perfect. From there, we're going to come to the end of our mat. We're going to have our knees bent, and we're going to take hold behind the backs of the thigh. From here, give yourself a little bit of a pull in so we're nice and straight. Say hello to your back muscles again. We're going to inhale, prepare, exhale, just tilt the pelvis under as if you're doing a little roll down. And then inhale, exhale, restack. So it's just a movement of the pelvis really. So it's all in those lower abdominals. Make sure we're squeezing the bum, using that bum. Little roll, bringing it back. Option here to have a little bit of an extension at the top and then rolling it through. If you want to, you can let the arms lift to get that high release. Bring them down and a little roll, but this is totally up to you. The next time we're rolled down just slightly, we're going to see if we can hold it. Your hands are behind the backs of your legs. We're going to take our right hand, take it out to the side and then behind us. See if you could tap the floor, bring it back. Same with the other side, tap it out, bring it back. We've still got that curl. If you want to, the arm could be taken away so that you're not holding on to the backs of your legs. Maybe you're not tapping anymore and you're reaching. It's totally up to you. We're going to hold in the centre And then come all the way back up. And then just hug our legs. And just get a little bit of a release here over those thighs. And then whenever you're ready, come and lie down for me, feet on the floor, knees bent. We deserve this lie down. We're going to come and do our pelvic tilt. 6 o'clock belly button, 12 o'clock is our groin. We're going to exhale, push the back down to 6. Inhale, tilt the opposite way to our 12 o'clock position, like we're sticking our bottom behind us. Notice how I'm trying to keep my ribs quiet. A lot of the work, or all of it really, is coming from the belly button down. Come into your neutral spine. Now, this is a hard one because a lot of people think like here's neutral and they're really not in the correct position. So you want to feel your tailbone a little bit. You're going to feel like you're ever so slightly tipped too far. But the best way to check is take the heel of your hands and put it on the bony parts of your hip. Fingertips are going to be on your groin area, and you're going to know if you're too far down because your fingers are going to feel higher than the heel of the hand. And if you're too far the other way, you're going to feel like your fingertips are dipping forward. So we want this to be nice and flat. Once we are there, we're going to lift our right leg to the ceiling, even if there's a bend, and try and keep the pelvis where it is. Hands can then come down. We're going to point down, flex, lift. Point down, flex, lift. So this is our pelvic stability part of this exercise. We're going to switch legs whenever you're ready. Maybe you want to check your hips again. Are they in the right area? Replace the foot. We're going to go a little bit harder now. We're going to get more of a stretch. We're going to lift the leg. We're going to point down, flex up, and if you can, grab behind the thigh and pulse back twice. Point down, flex, lift, pull, pull, kind of like our scissors. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, pull, pull. Really getting into the backs of those thighs, but we're trying to keep the tailbone down. Do one more for me. And then we're going to switch sides. Point down, flex, lift, pull, pull, point, flex, pull, pull. Perfect. And remember, pelvis staying steady, tailbone down, tummy muscles are going to be working. And replace. Maybe rock those knees side to side slightly. We're going to alter that exercise again. We're layering. So when I layer an exercise, if you don't or can't do the next one, you can just come back to the one before. So now we're going to keep swapping legs. So it's going to be tiny little bit different, especially when we begin. So option number 1, we're going to lift the right leg. Point down, flex up, pull, pull. Replace, left leg lifts, point, flex, pull, pull. So you can see we're just switching sides each time. If you want to, you could lengthen the other leg onto the mat and keep it on the mat. So that we would lengthen our right leg. Point, flex, pull, pull. Lower it down. We're going to bring it up. Point, flex, pull, pull. If you've done your scissors, you're going to feel that this is very similar to your scissor. The only difference is we're taking it a lot slower. If this is working and you think, I've got this, Chloe, I've totally got this, we're going to keep one leg lifted. We're going to pull, pull, point down, flex the other leg, lift, pull, pull, point down. So this is getting more into our scissors, but we're not overly straining the tummy just yet. More about stability, keeping the hips stable. Last one. Release, feet on the floor, knees bent, rock the knees side to side. Okay, let's go for our full scissors if you want to. So you have any of those options to choose from. Okay, but if you want the more advanced, more tummy side of this exercise, you're going to tabletop one leg, tabletop the other, lengthen one leg to the ceiling, grab behind the thigh. The other leg can go 45 or just off the floor. So we're going to flex the top foot, pull, pull, point and flex, pull, pull. So it's a little bit harder because you're going to keep switching which leg is pointing and flexing, and we're going to go wrong at some point, I can feel it. So I'm flexing the one that's coming up. Option to lift head and shoulders if you want to. Notice you get more of a stretch with a flex. And then we're going to do singles, so just a pull, and we're just going to have the toes pointed or in a neutral position now. Notice you maybe get a little bit further when the foot is more neutral. Last one, release, hug the knees in, rock the back, let the head come down. Perfect. Feet on the floor, knees bent, interlink the fingers behind the back of the head. I want the pelvis to stay in neutral. What I don't want to see on this next exercise is you crunching up and then kind of lifting the bottom up off the floor straight away. Think tailbone heavy, because follow me, we're going to exhale, lift head and shoulders. Inhale, lift a little bit higher, and then release. We're going to exhale. Inhale a little bit higher. Exhale, release. So just go for this for now. Inhaling a little bit higher, trying to keep that pelvis stable. If and when you want to, we're going to add on at the top. We're going to exhale, lift. Inhale a bit higher, and then as we exhale, pelvic tilt, push your back onto the mat, let the tailbone lift up, and then inhale, replace everything down. Exhale, lift. Inhale higher, then exhale, tuck tailbone. Inhale, release everything back down. We're really getting into the lower abdominals, deep abdominal muscles. Inhale, tilt and release. We're going to do one more. Exhale, lift. Inhale, higher. Exhale, tilt, but this time inhale, just bring that bottom back down, holding here. We're going to tabletop our right leg and twist over towards it. Inhale through center, lifting a little bit higher as we come to the other side. Inhale through center, a little bit higher, twist to the other side. Last one, we've got it. Coming to the center, and then releasing all the way back down. Legs come out, arms maybe come behind, a little bit of a stretch. Perfect, you're going to roll onto your side to face me. So my arm's going to stay by my ear, and I'm just going to take a little cheeky roll using my arm as a pillow. We're going to have the knees bent at the front of the mat, feet are near the bottom. Okay, palm is facing to the ceiling. Top hand maybe in front, we've untucked the ribs, we've got that little mouse hole in the waistline, and we're going to lengthen the top leg away. Now if this is working for you, this bottom leg could come to the front corner of the mat as long as we keep that lovely long line. From here we're going to lift and lower, have a point in the foot to begin. And then if you want, you can point up and flex down. This is really going to challenge you, not only mentally because we've got something else to think about, but also because we're going to be really pumping into that calf muscle. So you're going to start to feel your calf a lot more. Holding at the top, little circles. 4, 3, 2, reverse. 4, 3, 2, hold. Bring it down in line with the hip. We're going to flex the foot. Bring it forward, forward. Point, back, back. Forward, forward. Back, back. Forward, forward. Back, back. It doesn't have to be all the way forward. The main thing here is our stability. Tummy muscles working. Hold it at the front. We're going to tap the floor, lift up and over, tap the mat. Lift up and over, floor. Up and over, mat, little rainbow, and floor. And mat. And floor. And mat. Hold it on the mat, take it a little bit further behind, flex the foot, little lift. Top leg on bottom leg, feet and knees together, feet are near the bottom, knees at the front of the mat. We're going to push up onto our forearm now. So my elbow is slightly higher than my shoulder, but it is still in line. Okay, that's the main thing. From here, what I'd like you to do is take your top hand and we're going to inhale, reach up and over to get a little bit of a rainbow stretch. Inhale, exhale, bring it down. Inhale, exhale, we reach. And notice how I'm pushing my hip up to the ceiling. And then back down. If this is working and you think I've got this today, we're going to lift the hips high. And then bring it down. If this is still working and you think, Chloe, I've got this today, I just have, what we're going to do is maybe take that top foot and bring it in front. Lengthen the bottom leg away, and then you could, by all means, push up. Bring it down. Maybe you've got it even more than this and you think, I've got a full side plank in me, Chloe. We're going to take that top foot and lock it into that bottom foot behind, and you're going to come up onto your hand. This is a lot harder. Notice I've got a little bend in the knees, and as I push up, I'm pushing that way. So the first one's always a test. So I'm just going to push. Am I in the right position? Yes, I am. You don't have to do this. But if you want to, you're going to inhale, exhale, side plank, and reach. So I'm still reaching my hip bone up, and then I come down, I replace. And again, inhale, exhale, reach, and replace. Now, whichever option you're doing, you can do this next one. So we're going to keep the hips lifted. Maybe you've got the hips down, maybe you're half in a half plank, but you're going to take your hands to your ear. And what I want you to do is do a little crunch in, as if you're trying to take your hips higher. So if you're here, you're just going to crunch it in and bring it back. Rotate round, bring it back. Okay, but if you're with me, you're coming all the way in and back. Last one. And then gently releasing down. Hoofty. I am feeling mean today. Okie doke. We're taking that top leg, so they're both over to the left, or whichever way. Taking the top leg, hug it round if you can. We're going to hug it in with the opposite arm and just take a little twist around. If that's not possible, you could have the foot in front, it's not a problem. Brilliant. We're going to take both legs to the other side. We're going to come and lie straight down. Start with legs first. So, palm facing up. Both knees could be bent. I have a lovely long line. Maybe the bottom leg's at the front corner of the mat. I've got my little mouse hole and we're going to lift and lower. Option to point up and flex down, that's totally up to you. I do not mind. Hold the top little circle. 4, 3, 2, reverse. 4, 3, 2, hold. Drop it in line with the hip. Flex the foot. Forward, forward. Point, back, back. Forward, forward. Back, back. Try and not crunch the belly. Let it just be where the leg can naturally go. We're going to hold at the front, tap the floor, up and over, tap the mat. So we've got our lovely little rainbow tap, up and over, up and over. Hold it in the mat, take it a little bit further behind, flex the foot, little lift, little lift, little lift. Top leg on bottom leg, feet and knees together, bend those knees. We're going to push up onto our forearm. We'll all go together like we did last time. So elbows a little bit further out than the underarm, but the same in line with the shoulder. And we're going to inhale, exhale, reach, and then come back down. So this first bit's that lovely stretch. We know what's coming. Brilliant. Maybe we're going to lift the hip and bring it down. Maybe you're going to take this top leg, bring it in front, and you're going to lift like this. Or maybe you're having both feet interlock with a little bend. That first one is always a bit of a test. So we come up, we push to the back of the mat. If you're choosing this option, am I in that plank position? If I am, that's when the arm can reach over. And then we come down. Inhale, exhale, reach. And back down. We'll do 2 more, then we're going to do that hold. When we put the hands to the temple or just behind the ear. So temple, ear, and we're just going to rotate round. So if you're with me, it's more like you're coming into an elephant stretch because you're really taking the pelvis high. Anybody else that's doing on the forearm or modified plank, we're just rotating to look at the mat. We'll do 1 more. And release, coming down. Woofty. Both legs to the side, top leg coming over. We're hugging it in. Taking that little twist. Perfect. And then coming back through. Okay, we're going to come and lie on our tummy and just do a little bit of our tummy exercises and our back exercises, and then we're going to get a lovely stretch. So, onto your tummy. We're going to have the hands in line with the head, elbows tucked in, but they're the same width as the mat. You'll understand what I mean about it being a tummy exercise in a second. We're going to just push our pubic bone into the mat, so you're tucking your bottom underneath. Notice how your tummy muscles then engage. Okay, you can't use your tummy without your back, and you can't use your back without your tummy. From here, don't press into the hands, but just inhale, lift the chest high. So I'm still looking at my mat. Inhale down. So it's up to you. Exhale, inhale, lift. I don't mind. Whatever works best. If you can, see if you could take the hands off. Give the elbows a squeeze behind and then come down. Inhale, squeeze behind and come down. Do 1 more. And release. Forehead is down, give that back a little bit of a wiggle side to side. We're just going to start lifting and lowering 1 leg at a time behind. Leg stays lovely and straight, okay? We're lifting the thigh off the mat, hip bones are on the mat though, they're glued down. We've still got that little posterior tilt, that little tuck under of the bum. Option to lift the chest each time the leg lifts. Maybe you're lifting the hands, giving the elbows a squeeze. And release, giving that back a little bit of a wiggle. We're going to put our arms in front of us and use our head as a pillow. Okie dokie, we're going to make sure we have that little posterior tilt. We're going to lift one leg, lift the other if we can. If that is not possible, we're just going to do a small lift and lower, taking one foot down at a time. But if you can lift both, that is great. I want you to start to just back the legs together, as if you're going through treacle. Creating a little bit of resistance. 5, 4, 3, 2, hold. Do some little circles for me. 5, 4, 3, 2, reverse. 5, 4, 3, 2, hold. If you've got both legs lifted, bend the knees, bring the heels together. Toes are apart. And if we can, we're just going to lift the knees up a couple of inches, drop them down. Lift them a couple of inches, drop them down. If this is not possible, go back to your little lifts and lower of the legs. Hold at the top, little clicks for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Lengthen the legs. Bring the hands back in line with the head. And if you can, we push up onto the forearms. If you have the space, you could push up onto the hands. Take a nice big deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. And then lower it back down. Maybe you want the hands underneath the shoulders to give you a little bit more of a lift. We've still got that posterior tilt. We lift one more time. Take a look over your right shoulder. Middle to the left. Back to the middle, take a look up. Take a look down. And then gently lower yourself back down. Push up and over into your rest position. Giving that back a lovely flex after all of the extension work. Big breaths in and out. Beautiful. We're going to come and lengthen out the legs a little bit now in our stretches, and then we're just going to do a little bit more onto the back. Make sure the back's feeling lovely, and then we'll be finished. So come onto your knees. We're going to take our left leg, bring it forward about 80% of the way, no further. I don't want you to go too far and go into the back. So come just where you feel comfortable and then tuck the tailbone underneath. And it's that little tuck that's really going to get into the front of that leg. Now, if like me, maybe you're slightly hypermobile, maybe you can't feel the stretch, if you have got the balance, take your right hand behind you and grab the foot. Now avoid bringing it all the way to the bottom. Even though I can do that, I won't, because it's going to go into the knee. So any pain in the knee, just drop it down. Releasing the foot if you had it lifted. And we're just going to gently lean forward now. My obliques are going to come and lie on my inner thigh. So I'm going to be leaning forward. That's going to give us that support so we're not just going into the back. We can stay here if you want, or you could tuck the toes under and lift the back knee nice and high. It's totally up to you. We're going to drop the back knee down. Take the bottom back so it's directly over the back thigh. We're just going to pull back on that front leg slightly so the pelvis is facing forward and not out to the side. This is the only time I'll really let you flat back, apart from the exercise we did at the start. But I want you to not round the spine. Flat back down, or at least neutral spine, because if you round straight away, you're cheating yourself out of a stretch and you're actually not going to feel it. So flat back down, hands on the quad, maybe they're on the floor, I don't mind. And then once you're in this position, if you can get there, that is when you can round down. Now, if you've got the hands on the floor, they're going to stay there as we push forward and come back. If you've got your hands on your quad, that's going to give you the balance. If you feel like your knees are too close together, they probably are. You want to think train tracks. Perfect. We're going to switch sides. So the other leg's going to come forward about 70-80% of the way. We're going to tuck the tailbone under. If you can and want to, you can lift that back leg up. Releasing, we're going to bring the hands down. Maybe you've just got your forearm, maybe you've got the hands, I don't mind. The obliques are on the inner thigh, that's giving that back the support. Maybe you're tucking the toe under, lifting the knee a little bit higher. Knee comes down, bottom comes back. We pull back on that pelvis slightly to make sure that the hips are facing forward. We flat back down slightly. Then the fingertips can come down if we can get to here, and then we can round. Remember, hands could be on the quads. And then if you want to, pushing forward and back. A little bit of mobility. And release. Take that leg back for me, hands under shoulders, knees under hips. We're going to just do some cat and cow. So make sure thumb, little fingers pushing into the mat. We're going to exhale round, push the shirt up to the ceiling. Inhale, belly down, head and bottom lift. Exhale, we round. Inhale, belly down, head and bottom lift. Just come into your neutral spine for me. We're going to take our left hand and we're going to put the back of the hand on the forehead. We're going to inhale, go up to the left, and then exhale round to the right. Elbows are going to try and touch the right arm. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, we lower. On this next one, that left hand is going to thread through the gap between the right hand, right knee. We're going to see if we could bring the shoulder down. Maybe you want to extend the top arm if that's available to you. Bring that top arm back, push yourself up, and we're going to do the same on the other side. So right hand, forehead up to the right, round to the left. And on this next one, we're taking the hand through. Maybe we're lengthening the top arm away. Bring the top arm back, pushing yourself up, and then just coming into that rest position for a second, just lengthening the arms out. Taking some nice big deep breaths in and out. Perfect, just rolling up for me for a second. We're going to bring our right hand onto the mat. Left arm's going to reach over. And then to the other side. Now we are going to do an elephant stretch in a second. If you're not happy with an elephant stretch, please carry on doing a cat and cow, whatever you fancy, until we're finished with what we're just about to do. So we're going to come onto our hands and our knees. We're pushing the thumb, little finger into the mat. We're strong through our shoulders. We're going to take one leg back, then the other, and then from there you're going to pike your hips up. Slowly roll over so you're pushing your tailbone nice and high. Shoulders in shoulder sockets. Maybe you've got a bend in that knee. Walking through the heels. Remember, it's not about getting the heels down. That is genetic. But if you kind of want to, push the heels towards the floor. Be my guest. We're going to keep our left foot flexed as we gently bring it to the sky, trying to keep hip bones facing forward. If you are here with me, point the toe, and we're going to open the hips to the left, and then gently bring it back down. We're going to go for the other side. It's just an added extra bonus stretch. Lift, point, open, bring it down. One last stretch here, only if you want it. Take your right hand and see if you could grab your left leg. Take a little look under. If you can't, you could take that right hand and just thread it through to the left hand side. Bring it through. Left hand, maybe it's just reaching out. Maybe it's grabbing hold, maybe you're not even here and you're doing your cat and cow, that's fine. Hand down. On your next exhale, walk the hands in for 4, 3, 2 and 1, gently rolling up that spine. We're going to have a little quick neck stretch. So we're going to push our right hand down, left hand comes over. We're just going to bring the head over to the left. Imagine you've got like a little tomato here that you don't want to squash. And release, other side. And release, and we're going to finish with our roll down. So feet in our parallel position, same width as the cheekbones. We're going to take the weight slightly forward, weighting first and second toe. Exhale, chin down, pelvis under. Scoop the abdominals as we slowly roll down. Holding at the bottom if we can. Just shaking that head yes and no. Just bend the left knee, keep the right leg straight. Even if you've got the hands on the quads, maybe you're not far down at all, perfectly fine. And then switch, right leg bends, left leg straight. Straighten both. One last time here, then take a big breath in. On your exhale, slowly rolling up, use your bottom and your tummy muscles to help you roll all the way up. Holding at the top, rolling the shoulders back. And you are done. Thank you so much for joining me for this video, and I look forward to seeing you soon.